lot.
Yeah, you're good. What's going on,
Yeah.
y'all? Gonzo season 5, episode 18 now. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
My name's Katherine.
Okay. And what is it that you do?
I'm a substitute teacher. I like making TikToks. I take cool pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so what got you on the TikTok train? Like what got you into that?
um, I don't know. I think makeup. That probably got me on there first. Like just liking to like doing my makeup, doing different
Yeah,
looks and stuff. I would say
I got
that.
you. So like the get ready with me type lives or just the
Not
makeup
really.
video?
I don't really do like get readies with me. Like, I feel like just like the lip sync one or whatever. Like, I don't do tutorials or anything
Mhm.
like that. But um, I don't know. Just like showing my makeup, I guess, because I just like to remember. I just want to have it recorded because
Yeah,
it takes a lot of work, to do makeup, and I'm really
it
into
does.
it.
It
And then
does. Like
so
I'll see how some of the people do their makeup and it's like they gotta it's like every little detail kind of counts. It's kind of
yes, it's so precise. Like, it takes so much like time. So yeah.
right.
But also skating and like getting clips and stuff.
Skating like what do you mean? Like roller skating or like
Like, okay, so I rollerblade, but it's like called aggressive rollerblading. So you grind stuff blades. So I like to go like to the skate park. I like skating street stuff too, but it
oh
depends
shit.
because street that's you could get fucked up.
What the fuck?
Did you find my TikTok?
Hold on, you're lagging a little bit again. Fuck.
Mm.
I say I'm up. I got all my bars up. What's going on? What is going on right now? What the fuck? And it says the connection is 10 out of 10. So what is actually going on right now? This shit about to get on my nerves. This shit about to get on my nerves. Fuck, dude. What is going on right now? Okay.
I'm still
Uh,
gonna put it on my computer though, cause I don't want it to keep doing that.
right. I just refreshed my thing, so it might be the restream thing. I don't know.
Okay, should I have it on standby?
Nah. I mean it looks good now. Hopefully it
Okay.
stays like but yeah, before it lagged out, what was your question again?
Um. Oh, did you see my TikTok? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, so you pop
there's so
okay.
much distractions.
You're
I'm
good.
sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, you popped up on my what was it? Like on one of the lives, so I just kinda went over to it. And then I saw that you had like a chill vibe going on, so I wanted to invite you on.
Cool. Also, you watched my live.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah. You was going live.
Yeah. I mean, this is like I went on yesterday, like all night, literally all night. Um, and that was like my third time doing it. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. I like it.
So is it like you start in the morning and then go all the way to the night type of deal? Like how does that work?
No, because I work and I'm a mom, so clearly, like, it takes up like a lot of attention. So we
Yeah.
with her dad. So on the days that he's gonna have her, that's when I'm thinking. And it's like 3 days. So,
Oh, okay.
mhm. What about you? How often do you
Are you
stream?
still? You said what now?
Often do you stream?
I usually try to go for Monday through Friday during the nighttime.
That's cool.
Yeah, I try to keep weekends for myself, type of deal.
Baby.
Are you still trying to put on your computer or?
Yeah. Or should I just leave it? Are we good?
Yeah, it should be good now.
Okay.
Hasn't bugged out yet.
Toma agua, amor.
But yeah. So going on into this topic of this
Hmm.
generation talk. What are your overall opinions on it?
Okay. I think that people are like really immature and selfish. And I think that that's a big reason why number one, we have like the highest divorce rate. Like since marriages have been recorded, we have the highest divorce rate. And
Yeah,
then on top of that, the people that are getting married, they're like not happy in them. So it's like a culture thing, but I think that like social media is a big thing that has played into that.
yeah,
So that's another thing. Like they say, oh yeah, divorce rates have been so bad, and I'm like, yeah, but how long has the internet really been like out, right? Like
yeah,
it's been out for a while, but like I can remember a time when like the first time we got our first computer ever. So
yeah,
it's been progressing, and we've been seeing how that's also affecting things. Another big thing that notice is like, like this whole idea, like the main character,
yeah.
the
Like
whole
you're the main
idea.
character, and then you have like other people are side characters or some shit.
Not
Like,
even that, but just like of your life, right? Like it's your world or whatever. Or, and I feel like people really subscribe to this idea like really hard, and it kind of turns into something like, hey, you're supposed to feel worthy and all this stuff. And I feel like it kind of turns into more like of an ego thing.
yeah,
So I feel like it makes a lot of people very scared to be vulnerable and open up with each other because their ego is like really driving that. So I
okay,
don't think that people make the most wise decisions, and that's with both genders, like men and
yeah.
women. And we're all just brokenhearted and alone. So
I think that's a key thing right there. Brokenhearted, alone. I
that's
feel
like
like
the
that energy kind of stays with individuals. As far as like going into relationships and stuff like that. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why it doesn't really work out. Like why relationships are very toxic nowadays.
yeah, very toxic, extremely toxic.
So what do you
And
think?
it's sad too because like I feel like me personally, I've experienced it like firsthand with my relationship, but then I also experienced it like with other people and me seeing it, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And it's just like it's disappointing, Like, why are you over here sending me hard eyes and your profile picture is like you and your family? Like, it's just a joke. Like,
Yeah, I feel like, especially from like the younger generation, I guess you could say my generation. Even though I separate myself because nah,
wait, how old are you?
21.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm 26.
you don't look 26. You look like you could be.
We wouldn't even have been in high school together. Like I would have been graduated.
Nah, but we would have been in elementary school together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think
Wow.
that's a big difference, to be honest with you. And I say
No,
that.
it's not. It's really not.
So I say that because like you have mature individuals, but you also have people that are in their 30s that still try to have that same vibe as the younger people, and that's where you see a lot of immaturity from older people from right there. Because I feel like
Yes, I do see that. Like 30-year-olds are still over here trying to like. I'm like, go buy a house, go do something. Like, why don't you have like priorities? Like, I don't know.
go buy a house is crazy.
It's just like I feel like people just put up so many excuses,
Yeah,
and we all just kind of believe our own lies, and we're just walking around like, oh, oh, oh. And I don't know. I think people just excuse themselves a lot,
right. So how do you think?
and you kind of get caught up in that.
Yeah, well, unfortunately,
And
we're all caught up in it right now. But
oh yeah,
as far as social media, As far as social media goes, how does that affect relationships nowadays, do you think?
Well, I think it's like the illusion that, like, there's the illusion of choice. There's like the illusion of yo gabba gabba. There's the illusion of like the grass is always greener type thing because you get like a window, you get a peek into like, oh, this is what you could have. You know, it's very like, you know, the whole beauty standard that's based off of like magazines and all that, but now it's social media. That used to be our culture. Like that's how we would get our like TMZ
Yeah,
magazines, all this. But now the
MTV.
biggest one
Yeah,
that we get it from is social media.
right,
So constantly seeing these things, like it goes in your subconscious, like whether you want to see it or not.
right,
And then it's just like those little things that start blurring the lines.
right,
And we have these big debates too, like should he like her pictures, yes or no? And then people want to have their own little truths, but it's like, is it actually right,
right.
you know? And then you have to look at the intention, but then how do you know the pure intentions,
Yeah, that's true.
you know?
I feel like it also like it has a lot of leeway to cheating, because
Oh yeah,
if you think about like back
a
in the
lot.
'90s, like you actually had to socialize in person and do all kinds of shit just to go cheat. Like you had to put in more effort versus now people can just hide behind their screens and cheat that way, you know.
Yeah. And most of the time I think that it's fair when like, I'm not gonna lie, like I've like debated like when that's happening to me, like if I see that a guy like is straight up in a relationship trying to hit me up, like I'm like, imagine like I would like tell the girl,
Yeah,
but then it's hard because with that type of stuff, if the person's not ready to hear it, it doesn't really matter what you say. And sometimes they kind of like get mad at you. So you kind of just have to like leave that alone and stuff.
has that happened? Has
But
that happened to you before?
yeah, we're like guys like with girlfriends.
Would go and like DM you on Instagram or
Mhm.
something,
Yeah.
and then you
And I bring it up. I always bring it up.
and then you would like hit up their significant other and be like, "Yo, your dude's messaging me."
No, I wouldn't. No, because I feel like the first time, like I would tell them, it would be kind of like very intense, and then they'd probably like send me one more message, and then I'd never like reply anymore.
Oh,
Because I remember one time, this one guy, he was telling me, basically, I found out he had a girlfriend when I got his Instagram. So we had been like texting, right, and we worked together. We had been texting. Then finally, I get his Instagram, and he was hesitant because of the girlfriend. And then he was just like, oh, like we've been going through fights, we've been having problems, blah, blah, blah. And then I basically just told him something like, I shouldn't be the one to have to tell you that like this is wrong. Like it's sad that you're even doing to your like this to your girlfriend. Like I'm good. Like leave me alone.
and that's the other issue though. Like like couples will get into arguments, and then that will be that. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll want to cheat on each other because of one petty argument or breakup.
Yeah,
Like people don't want to work through their problems
dude.
anymore.
Songs like get your lick back.
Yeah.
Get your lick.
Yeah.
Like it's our culture. It's stuff like that. It's like it almost becomes a little bit normalized,
I
right?
like how you
Like,
brought up the music because I feel like celebrities, music, shit like that is also influencing people to
oh
be this
yeah,
type of
so
way. You know what I'm saying?
so much.
Like there's all like if you look at the female rappers and you look at the young
The
females,
it's crazy how sexualized they are.
right, right, and you look at the young females that are my age or a little bit older, are trying to be just like them. Like they're thinking being just like them. They're thinking that like being just like them is okay, and it's really not.
Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like these people they know deep down, right? And they want to like convince themselves too, but I feel like they have to question like you're probably not spreading like the most positive like thing that you could be doing in the world,
Yeah,
and you're causing a lot of damage in so many people's lives more than you know.
exactly.
You know, but it's stuff that they focus on like greed and all this stuff. But I even think about themselves, like you put yourself through this, like you're just an icon to be like sexualized.
Yeah,
So I don't know, and I feel like it's disguised by power because of the fame and the status, right? But
But if you think about it, that's
Um,
something people, a lot of people in this generation are chasing. They're trying to chase that limelight. They're trying to chase the money that's
true.
involved in it, the clout, all that type of stuff because they want what that person has. You know what I'm saying?
And I think like people have always been like that, like since from the time of humans and stuff.
Right.
But because of social media, the way it's like highlighted, people like yeah, they go crazy.
Yeah.
Like they don't even really become like real people.
Right. And it's become a thing where like if you are someone who has a lot of followers and you have haters, which haters are obviously a part of it, right? You're gonna have those haters saying like, "Oh, you're fake and all this. You have fake followers. You have all this shit." It like people hate on each other because they want what they have, type of deal. That's what I've realized.
Oh, yeah. Like, they're just projecting.
Mhm.
It's a mirror. We're all mirrors of each other.
Right. Because like where I'm at right now, I could tell you I have my haters and I have the people that show love. Like I wouldn't say it's a perfect balance. I'd probably say I have more people showing, good support versus hating part.
You want me
You
to
know,
open it?
but they're still there.
Yeah. What you would say you have more haters?
No, I have more people like showing loves and like saying that they
Oh.
enjoy this podcast versus people that hate it. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
know, saying whatever bullshit.
Do you want to go upstairs? Yeah. Give me 1 second.
I got you. This is what makes my podcast authentic. I got told earlier today that I have big followers. Okay. That's like the one hate thing that anyone could say on social media. You have fake followers. Okay. Whatever you want to believe. Shit. Don't bother me now. This generation is whack. Whack as fuck.
Okay. Let me pause this. Where did I put the control? Yeah, but thanks for being so like understanding.
Oh yeah,
Like I
absolutely.
was feeling stressed, and you made me like, okay,
Absolutely. This,
huh?
I said absolutely. This is what makes my podcast authentic. Like it's the real deal stuff.
I appreciate that though.
Absolutely. But what do you substitute teach? Like what grade?
All grades, but right now I'm in a long term like position. I'm doing like they're sophomores.
Okay, so
Um,
high school level, which is good. We could tag on that. So being a substitute teacher for high schools right now, what do you notice as far as like the bad shit in this
the
generation?
notice, which is like weird to me because like when I was in high school, I literally got dress coded for wearing leggings under shorts.
Right.
Like, right? And I'm walking around this campus, dude. These girls, like the way and like dress code is not like it's not a thing in high schools anymore. And I think it's because also social media, this whole woke thing,
Right.
you can't even like begin to like suggest to comment on a girl's body. So especially that coming from like a security guard or a teacher, I just think that they don't even try.
Yeah.
And you see it like these kids are in like the office, like it's not like they're trying to hide, like they're just
Right.
like literally tops, like things that tie right here, like
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
stuff I would literally wear to the club.
That's how it was when I was in high school too. Because I graduated 2020, so when I was in high school, it was like that too. Like I don't know if there was a dress code or if there
Graduated,
was. They teachers didn't really care. Like if they said something to the students, like students just kind of laughed at them. Was like, I'm not changing. Like You're not my mom. You're
Yeah.
not my dad. Like I'm not doing that. I'm like, damn, shit's wild.
And another thing I've noticed too, and I don't know if it's like, it's hard to say. Like, is it because maybe just the media is showing that more, or is it because the way our world is and
But
just social media? But I feel like more teachers have been just caught of like doing stuff inappropriate with children and stuff like that. That I'm like, I don't know, it's weird. Like I've heard it so much. Like schools that I literally go sub at, and I'm like walking amongst these people, you know? Like I mean that's always been a thing, but it's just
it makes you feel weird because it's like, who's doing shit like that? You know, like who's actually doing that? But
yeah.
it seems like that's been a bigger thing now. Is that especially in high schools, like teachers are having certain relationships with the students and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It seems like that's been a big thing recently.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable because I feel like with me, like I notice it and it's pretty obvious. Like and it kind of gets to a point where it's just like, yo, like stop. Like you're a little boy. Like why are you like being like this?
Right. Have you ever,
But I think
have you?
there's a way to go around that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Have you yourself ever been flirted with by a student before?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the teachers, like other teachers and students.
No, it's like students, like when you're in the class,
Right.
you know, and it's or like, because in middle school they're still kind of young,
Right.
so it's kind of like I don't really take them seriously. But I don't know when it starts to get even to high school, like they really start thinking they're grown. So it's kind of like no, like fortunate, like if you would take a, because it's not like all adults just grow up and they're fine. Like people grow up and they kind of like stay that like scared insecure kid that they felt like when they were like little, right? But I feel like they kind of mask it, and those people are the most susceptible to kind of fall into those types of relationships. Because if you think about it, like why are you like searching for validation from literally like a child, like a minor?
Yeah.
Like
It's pathetic when you put it that way.
that's what I'm saying. So like there's something in, there's like not something going on that you need to like, you're projecting and this is how it's coming out. I just feel like it's always like a deeper thing.
Yeah. And I can see mostly like the 18-year-old high school students kind of feeling that what do you call it, that little sense of entitlement to go and flirt with the teacher or substitute teacher. Am I right? Because they're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm an adult now, so I can do that now.
Yeah, my the thing, like the way I do it is like I just love to put them on blast when they do that. Like time, and it was like a middle school class, a seventh grade class. I was like passing out papers, and I passed it to the kid, and then as I'm walking away, he's like with this. It's like they're all sitting down, right?
Yeah.
He's like, she wants me, and then sometimes I just act here.
Yeah.
They'll be talking about stuff. I just act like la la la. So I pick and choose like what I'm gonna be like. Hey, you know, like
Yeah.
I turned around and I was like, I heard you. And I was like, and that made me really uncomfortable. And then I just walked away and it just like got awkward and quiet because I'm just like, no, like feel uncomfortable. Like, no, like don't act like that. Like you're trying to be funny now, but like people are really out here being predators. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like jokes like that are always gonna be a thing, no matter what type of deal. Kids are always gonna be like that. Um,
but the moment that you see an adult trying to be like,
then it gets a
cool, like
problem. Yeah.
with it, then I'm like, no. You need to like, as the adult, you're the one that needs to like reinforce those boundaries, even if the kid was to be like the one trying to initiate that. I think you're lagging.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah.
Yay.
That's
We're
better
back.
now. But what was? My fault. What were you saying again before it lagged out?
Um, I forgot. I was going into.
Oh, it is. So what I was saying was like I feel like kids, like high school kids, middle school kids, they're always gonna kind of do that type. They're always gonna joke with their friends about stuff like that,
Yeah.
especially if like, if they think that the teacher or a substitute teacher is attracted to them, they're gonna joke that way. I remember when I was in school and people did stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's just always gonna be a thing, no matter
Yeah,
what.
and I don't get like mad about it and stuff. I just kind of like try to get them and be like, "Hey, don't be like that with me. Like I'm not
Yeah.
the one like that.
Right.
Like
Right.
that." I'm telling you, I feel like I'm the cool sub, but just don't be like annoying. Like don't be extra. Just be chill. Like what's going on?
Yeah. So aside from that though, like when you went to teach high school, like what else did you notice that you're like, that's not right.
Mm, I feel like teachers really don't like their job. Most of the teachers, I feel like they're
Yeah.
like I'm less. I've noticed that. Um, with the kids. Okay. Another thing I noticed, it's kind of like kids, they've, especially like the ones growing up, they've had access to the internet for a long time. So
Yeah.
you see how they really know things. Like they're young. And even since middle school, like even younger than that, they're over here talking about like social anxiety and they use these terms that they hear, right? And they talk about it like they know it. And sometimes it works like against us though too, because it's kind of like they're this fake woke and
Yeah.
they do it on purpose, right? Like to try to be funny or try to be like extra with it, like, oh, those aren't my pronouns, like that type of stuff. That makes sense.
I think,
So I
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. Like I don't have me personally don't have anyone against that. Like whatever you want to be called, whatever you want to be called, cool. You know what I'm saying? We all cordial here. But my thing is like if somebody assumes a pronoun, like I don't get why they get pissed at them for that. Because it's not like you're there telling them what your pronouns are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't really understand why certain people get pissed about that.
It's just their own insecurity too, though, within like that whole gender thing that they already feel. So it's
Right.
all them just kind of like their frustration taking it out, like ah. But
I can understand that. Yeah, yeah. I just feel like it's unfair for the person that's like, just like assume just because it's like what else like I don't know what the pronouns are. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
especially like another thing, if it looks like a cat, then it's like probably a cat. Like if it walks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Like stuff
right.
like can't really be mad at a person. Like let's just say you just look like a guy, but you're a girl. I'm like, well,
I knew I
I
when
don't
I was
keep being disrespectful on purpose. Like, okay,
right,
there.
I've known people that have used that for advantage. You know what I'm saying? I knew a dude that would say he was a female just to go into the female bathroom, like on some weird shit.
That is
And that's what I'm saying. Like you have
how
people that are legit.
how would he
You said,
act? How would he dress and act?
I mean, he dressed like a dude. Like he dressed like a dude, act like a dude. He just wanted to say he was a
Yeah, he's
female.
like
Use that pronoun. He just wanted to use those pronouns to, teachers and shit, just to go into the female bathroom or whenever
the
he got caught in there. And I think that's crazy because you have people that are legitimately like, that's what I believe I am. Those are my pronouns. And you have people that are like, oh, okay, I can do whatever I want with these pronouns. I think
yeah.
that's crazy to me.
One thing that I really don't like is the whole Olympic thing or just competing against like a transgender woman and
Oh
just
yeah,
a biological woman. And the fact that even saying these terms, like some people would probably be offended by me saying a biological woman. Like I think that's a little extra.
it
But
is, and especially because that's a scientific term. Like
that's
you
what I'm
can't
saying.
take
I'm
that
like, what are
away.
we doing here? Like, can we like focus on like the real thing? I feel like that's like semantics. Like it's like you're focusing on like wrong things right now. Um, but the whole like how they compete, I feel like they should have their own. Like, not saying not they shouldn't compete, but have like
Like their
their
own Olympics type of
their
deal.
own league.
I got you.
Like
I agree with that. And the reason why I say is because scientifically, men are stronger than women scientifically. So if a transgender woman, going man to woman, goes and competes with other women in Olympics or any type of sporting event, I feel like that's an advantage type of deal. And like you said, it's an unfair advantage type of
oh
deal.
yeah. And the thing,
So
there's been so much proof. Like you see it, like even like the UFC and all that. Like, have you seen those fights? Like, there's this
yeah,
one.
I used to
Like,
compete. So
oh, that's cool. Okay, maybe you know the name. It was this guy. Like, he was in the military and everything. Like, he would compete in the cage,
yeah.
and, he like transitioned. He's like, oh, like I'm a female, and then like he did like change kind of, but yeah, he was still pretty big. Like he was like
The shoulders didn't go away. You can't
he
take
was
that away.
like beating all the girls like nothing. Like so, I'm just kind of like, come on now, how is that even fair?
Right. It's
But then
it's not.
it's kind of like there's not enough people like that we could compete against, so we can't really have our own league. But then I think I'm like, well then wait, like I'm sorry, like I don't think it's fair. And I feel like as a woman, that's how I feel. Like now you're trying to come into my group, like, and you're
Right.
trying to be like, I'm the same as you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're not.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. And especially like thinking like in a female mindset, would you really want to fight a transgender? You know what I'm saying? Because
No.
like even though they're going by a female, they still have
Well, that's what
what do you
I'm
call
saying.
it?
Like, yeah,
Like
you're taking
male
hormones
testosterone
and
and shit like
taking
that.
this, but like, it, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to be still stronger. And there we go. You see the proof all the time. They're faster. They're like, they're faster. They're stronger.
I don't know about fashion. I've seen some fast females for sure.
No, I know, but like that also, she was a trans woman. She was a swimmer,
Yeah,
beating all the girls. Like
yeah.
was over
So
here.
I definitely think it should be like Paralympics. The Paralympics have their own thing, and I
Yes,
I
yes,
think I think transgenders definitely should have their own Olympics. Have their own where they compete against each other or amongst each other for sure.
yeah.
Just like how they separate, like they have male divisions in certain things, and they have female divisions.
Hmm.
There's a WNBA. You can have a trans NBA. You know,
Yes, I would. I'm not opposed to that. I saw this one thing, like the most. I don't know why this is like the most offensive video I think I've ever seen, like to me, but it was
really.
this. It was like a guy, but I'm not even sure his pronouns. But he was like talking about how he wants to be the first trans like woman or man, I don't know, to get pregnant and have an abortion.
See, that's the delusional shit I talk about in this generation.
And I hear
Stuff like
that, and for there to be people out in this world to be like, yes, 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 I'm like, you're out there, bro. Like you're out there. Like
that's accepted nowadays. Welcome to this delusional, crazy generation that we live in.
yeah,
Because
it
that is
really.
that is pretty crazy. Yeah, that's wild. Like just to have an abortion as one of your main things to do. Just as a goal. I think that's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
like I want to get pregnant just so I can have an abortion. Like
That is wild to
uh,
me. Because you know how many families are out there that have to get
that's what I'm
abortion.
saying. Like
Like,
I don't think you're like mentally okay. I don't think your heart's okay. Like I think there's something going on, and these people just want to be like, no, I'm good. And honestly,
well,
I feel about like certain kinks. I'm like, bro, that's like mental health.
you said certain what?
Kinks,
Certain kinks.
like
Like,
sexual.
yeah, like feet. I don't understand the whole feet thing.
Not even that. Like I'm talking about
Getting
like
tied up. Like,
like
what are we talking
like
about?
literally- no, like guys being like tie me up and tell me I'm useless. Like talking about that type of stuff. Like
Yeah, that's a little weird.
like for you to need all that for you to like be able to get off. Like it's just love
People,
yourself.
yeah, yeah. I feel like I mean, this is just my honest opinion. I feel like as a dude to want to get basically abused by another woman as a kink, as a turn on, like you have to have some type of mental issues going on. Like maybe some family type issues. Like I don't know, you were like very like abused as a child. I don't know, but these weird kinks and stuff like that come from somewhere because I don't feel like they were all around like
People
that.
pooping or peeing on people, like
Yeah, see, no, we don't do
that.
that. Like like yeah, we don't do that. And there's people that are into that type of stuff. I think that's weird. And to me, weird is beyond because I don't like how there's people that like to suck toes because I've never understood that. You know what I'm saying? So people, it comes from somewhere because I don't feel like all that stuff was always around.
Yeah, I don't either. I really don't either. And I do
Like,
think that like you kind of just keep going deeper and deeper in, but it doesn't just, oh, you just wake up one day and it's like shit in my mouth. But I think it's like,
yeah,
the build up, and I think that people just keep letting themselves like kind of like go into that place.
right, right.
Like they just let go.
Like when it comes to kinks and stuff like that, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm very generic. Like,
Oh,
well, uh-oh, what happened?
hold on. I lost you. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
It's because my light fell and then my phone fell. There.
oh no, no, you're good. What was I saying? Yeah, when it comes to like those kinks, fetishes type stuff, I feel like I'm very generic compared to a lot of people in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have crazy stuff like that. I would say I'm pretty damn generic. You know?
Do you have trauma?
No,
That's
surprisingly, no. You know what I'm
and
saying?
yeah, that's probably
Most
why, because it's trauma. Like that's what like makes people a little bit like, I don't know. I think it's like a whole psyche thing. It's like a whole subconscious thing. It's a whole like it all ties in, like how you feel about yourself, your worth, what you've been taught, what you've been shown, and
right.
then you're kind of in that state. I think that's when it kind of comes out, and that's the way it manifests. So you have those girls like choke me until I can't breathe. It's like that's coming
I've
from,
been with females like that.
you
I'm like,
know.
like you want me to kill you? What's going on? Like what? Oh fuck, you know. But
Yeah.
I know, like I know, as a Latin kid, like I've always been like, do we have mommy issues, daddy issues, shit like that. But I don't feel like we had traumas. Like I never got stuck with a trauma that really like set my like kink and fetish fantasy, if that makes sense.
And yeah, and I think that's why it's probably gonna be like you would never like understand. Like, let's say if the girl was like spank me till I bleed. I don't know, something weird like flog me. Um,
I'm
but
curious. I'm curious what the weirdest thing a dude has told you to do. I'm very curious about
I haven't done it. I haven't done weird things.
that.
You told me to do. Oh, I don't. Hold on. I think it was just cringe. So it wasn't
It's
really. So I think it was like me being in the position. Like I guess that's what he made me do because I was like, ugh, I don't want to be here. Like he was like just like good girl, like oh, like you're gonna be a good girl, like things like that. Like go sit over there, like over there, like I'm gonna
weird.
thank you. Like I don't know. And then like I kind of we had just kind of been talking. We had just been dating, but it was like when we would like make out and it would get to that it was like that type of like vibe.
Weird. I couldn't do that.
Like, okay. I feel like it just throws me out. I'm just
Right.
like, I'm like, ugh. If I was
Right.
feeling,
It gives me like pet vibes. Like he was talking to you like you were a pet or something.
yeah, I don't.
That gives me that type of vibe. Like, don't get me wrong. I would say personally, like I'm very dominant, but I'm not gonna say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like I'm not gonna call him a bitch or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna show my dominance by action, not by words. If that makes
That's
sense.
what I'm saying, and there's a difference. Like, I don't think you need to talk, and sometimes, like with the even with like the sex talk, you have to be careful with that because it could get very like, well, for me, like when people like force it too much, that's cringe. I'm like,
Right. Yeah. I feel like you gotta let it come out naturally.
yes, I agree.
Let that stuff come out naturally. But yeah, the kinks and fetishes in this day and age, I don't understand them at all. And I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole feet thing? Because I never understood that completely.
Oh, me either. Don't ask me.
Is it?
I'm
Don't
like,
ask you.
oh, like there's some girls that will do that to their boyfriends too.
Yeah, yeah, that's weird as fuck. Like that's I don't get what the turn
What
on is by that.
What about like fingers? Will you do that to fingers?
No, no. Okay, so look, like I don't have anything against the LGBTQ community, gay community, whatever. I'm gonna put that out there. But I feel like as a dude, if you like to suck toes, you like to suck fingers, I feel like you also like to suck dick. On the
Do
low.
you eat girls out?
You said what?
Do you eat girls out?
Have I eaten a girl out?
Do
I
that.
have. I'm not gonna sit here and hype it up, but I have, and
You're one of those. He in a munch.
that's not my go-to. Don't, that's not my go-to. No,
What do you mean
no.
is that a go to? Like, what does that even mean? Like,
Like
you just
if you have a go-to, like how like a go-to is like, yeah, you gotta eat ass. Like that's my thing. Like that's a go-to.
okay, you
People
were messing for 5 months. Out of those 5 months, how many times did you eat her out?
out of being with her for 5 months, probably like twice, twice, and that's not even by my request. That's by her request. You know,
Oh, like
I
she did.
huh? She just enjoyed it. She enjoyed it.
She did or she didn't?
She did it. I mean, she did.
Oh, but she only wanted it twice.
She wanted it more, but I was like, that's
Was
not really my thing.
she?
Like we gotta keep this like as like a special time type of deal,
Oh
Because
wow,
that's not something I'm like in favor of. If that makes sense. Like I'm not really much of a.
munch.
You right. You know what I'm saying. I like to let other body parts do the talking versus my mom. You know.
Yeah, but it's different. It's more like like you need foreplay, and that's part of it. Like,
You can foreplay other ways too. You know what I'm saying? Like there's other ways to foreplay.
yeah. For okay, it's because I don't know. I just don't see it. For me, it's like you talking that way. It's like the exact same as a girl being like, "Yeah, I don't like sucking dick." I'm like,
Right. Right. And I've met females that were like that, and I'm like, that's
I've
fine.
met a lot of girls like that.
Yeah. If anything, there's a lot of females that don't like that, to be honest. Because if you think about it, all that does is just please the dude.
I have
Like
a thing.
the female's not gonna get any pleasure of sucking dick. Let's be
Okay,
real.
so my theory is if a girl says she doesn't like to suck dick, it's because she doesn't really like the guy.
You think so? You think so? I don't know. I've been with like females for like I've been with like this one female for a good little minute, and she didn't like sucking dick. Like that just wasn't her thing.
No, and what I mean by that is like, and maybe you just don't want to accept it to yourself because it's hard or something. But maybe it's like people are different, so maybe someone else will like get that out of her that she just like is like so aroused or something that she wants to suck his dick. I just don't think, and I think the same thing with the guy too. Like if he would really like he saw a girl and he's like, wow, like he would want, like he literally like,
Right. Right. But I don't know though. I mean, so if we were to reverse the situation, what would a dude do? Uh, hold up. What would a dude not do if he didn't like the female?
eat her out.
You think so?
Yeah,
I've ate out a lot of girls I didn't really fuck with like that.
really.
Yeah. Not the best choice, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It's just for dudes though, it's like in all reality, like they like the taste of it.
They like the taste of it.
Yeah. Like if you eat healthy, like you know what I'm saying, like, it'll taste like fruit, taste like peaches.
Oh, it's like guys, like you come.
Right, and that's how you could tell if a dude is healthy or not. You know what I'm saying? If it tastes salty, probably. He probably was, eating hot Cheetos all the fucking time and pizza
Hot
and
Cheetos
shit.
energy drinks. Ew.
You said what now?
Cheetos and energy drinks
I've never been big on energy drinks.
with no water for two
I
weeks.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't really get the whole hype of energy drinks either. I see a lot of people drinking energy drinks, and it's like,
You don't fight anymore?
huh?
You don't fight anymore?
As of right now, no. Why? Where did that come from?
Because I was looking at you.
Yeah, that's an old one. It's probably from like last year.
Yeah. That's cool
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I'm gonna just say injuries are a thing. Injuries are a big thing in that. So
True.
and COVID, I think COVID kind of
But I
fucked me up.
skill that you have.
You said what?
It's a good skill that you have,
Right,
you
right.
know? Because I feel
But
like, let's say you're out in the club and someone's trying to like press on you. Like, I don't think you would feel like, what am I going to do? I
nah,
would
but the way
please.
I carry myself when I'm going out is I'm not here to like cause trouble. Like I'm gonna keep things cordial to the most. You know what I'm saying? Even if a
Yeah.
dude wants to fight me, like I'm gonna try to like keep that cordial until he puts his hands. You know what I'm saying? Till that finger touches me, then it's
But I'm saying, like, just like you just meet a crazy person. Like, you just, you can't avoid it.
yeah. Then yeah,
Fight or
yeah,
flight.
I'd have to do what I gotta do, type of do. Yeah, but I don't like it to get to that type of thing because for one, I don't like. I'm not big on attention, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm in a public area, I've never been good at like public speaking either. Like this is
Really?
different. Yeah, like this is
I
different.
was just
I'm very. It's different because all I see is myself and you. You know what I'm saying? I can see it's recording. That's
um,
cool, and I could talk all day. One on one with somebody. But it's when it comes to like I see a crowd and I have to speak, then it gets a little. I get a little jittery. I don't like that.
I could see that. I could see
So
that.
like that's why like if I had to like fight somebody in a public area, I don't want that attention on me either. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't like that. If I had to, I have to, but I don't really like that.
What if you're with people that like cause attention to themselves? How do you feel about
I let them do their thing. I stay away from them. They're
that?
they're there to, they're there to do one thing. I'm here to do
No,
another.
it's like your friend.
If
Like
it's
you
my friend,
stay with them.
tell us to calm down. Like you're doing too much. Straight up.
Uh, so you're
Because
the
really,
ultimate friend.
because really, what's the point of just getting attention? I get it, like you want attention, but like, what do you gain? Like ultimately, what do you gain from
True.
all that attention?
I've never been in a fight.
No, that's good. I think that's a
But
good thing.
I feel like sometimes I'm like a little confrontational and I just want to just like I don't know, I'm not trying to be like, oh, a fighter, like yeah. But I just want to have like something. Like I've never hit
Like,
him. Like I don't even
like
know what
you,
it
like
feels
you
like.
want to know, what it feels like to be in a fight. Think of a huge adrenaline rush. All you see is one person in front of you. You're trying to like fuck them up, right? And let's say
Too.
you do, and let's say you do fuck them up, and then the fight's over. You go to the bathroom, check on yourself. You have cuts, bruises all over yourself. You didn't even feel yourself get hit, but you have them. Like you got hit, but you didn't feel it. That's what being in a fight's like.
Mm,
So it's like sometimes you'll feel impact, but it won't like phase you because your adrenaline is so built up. And then
yeah.
after you start to feel like, damn, I got fucking hit, like I got rocked, like shit. That's what being in a fight feels like.
Yeah.
Now, if you get knocked unconscious, then it's different because I've never felt what it's like to be knocked unconscious before. So I can't really speak on that, but
I
just being in the fight, I know what that feels like.
yeah, like have you ever seen those videos? I'm pretty sure you have, but like those like school fights that like people just go too far.
I've seen a couple, yeah. I think they're kind of goofy though, because
No,
it's just the way
feel
they're
bad.
fighting.
People actually get like hurt, like yeah. I always think like why no, you don't have to resort to violence.
You really don't. Like, what's the point? Like, what do you gain from it?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you defended yourself, cool, but it's like you could have went about it another way, you know?
yeah, like you had to hit me, like,
Yeah, like why'd you have to put your hands on me? What the fuck,
and
you know?
also like when people when that's like their first like that's a turn off. Like when a guy, like, let's just say you're at a place and like the first thing, like if he sees a guy has a problem, like, you want to go outside, like, bro,
You can't
like
do that where I'm from.
you
Where
don't
I'm
have,
from,
like, you can't use your words, like you don't, like you're not like witty enough to like come up with something, like,
well, I could say, especially like this generation, and I could speak on at least the hood I was in this generation, is if you say go outside, like that's bad. Like if you go outside, you're probably gonna get shot.
oh,
Yeah.
like where's your hood?
Um, I don't know if you've ever been to Colorado before, but Southern Colorado, I would
Mm.
say.
I only been to Colorado, but like where like the Aspen was, like those
Okay,
mountains.
that was northern Colorado. When I say southern, I mean like Sea Springs to Pueblo to Trinidad, and then I lived on the East Coast in Maryland, and even there, like you have to watch out because I what is it? I got in my first fight over there, like when it was like 3 days after I first moved over there, and after I fought and fucked the kid up, I was like constantly aware, like I'm probably gonna get jumped. You know what I'm saying? And even like people would tell me like, why'd you do that? Like you can get jumped for that. You can get stabbed, shot. Like you gotta watch out for stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. Oh. Hold on.
Get my food done.
I have something. I have something. I have something, baby.
My food done, man. There. This one.
Let me play a new song today.
Damn.
¿Quieres que te la ponga? Ok, te la pongo si quieres. Put it on right now, okay? Here. I'm gonna put the moose on right now. You know that song "Move" from Doja Cat?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not
bitch,
a
I'm
big Doja Cat fan
bitch
though.
now. You know
You
that
like
one, right?
yeah.
I'm. I
You
don't.
like Doja you
She's
like
a.
Doja Cat?
Some songs. Not. It's just like the ones I've heard, like here and there.
I'm not
Like
I'm
the
not a
ones, like those. Those are the ones I would be into.
I like her old ass song from fucking like 2020, 2021.
That's what
Forgot
I'm
what.
saying. New music. Mm-mm. Like that one video, like the demon one. I really don't even feel comfortable saying
Right.
it.
Well, you said that she has demonic vibes now. I don't like
Yeah,
that. I'm not big on that.
and maybe it's just for attention or whatever. But it's just like I just don't like watching that type of stuff. For me, that's like playing too much with like
with the
that.
with the oth- yeah, right. But do you feel like a lot of like the whole Sun and Soul stuff? Do you think a lot of celebrities actually did that stuff, or do you think they're just saying that and then doing demonic shit?
Mm, I honestly don't know. Like, Yeet. Like he'll always be like, "I sold my soul for this." Like blah 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 blah. Like, he always talks about that, and it
Right.
really makes me think. And they say like Playboy Cardi and all this stuff, but
Lil Uzi Vert.
mhm. But then sometimes I feel like maybe it is just something like they play into, because since I was little, they've always done that with famous people. Like they used to
One.
say like era songs were like devil worshipping songs. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they're actually like these evil people.
So
If
what I believe is you can't sell what's not yours. You know what I'm saying? Like your soul does not belong to you.
ooh,
So what I feel like is they're saying that they're doing this stuff, but really they're doing rituals. They're doing demonic rituals that are making themselves more. more towards the dark side type deal.
Yeah,
That's what I think is happening.
like the whole thing that they eat babies and all that.
Yeah, the Kardashians are kind of weird people. I don't know. They're a little out there.
I know. Even the whole like when the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing happened, like it's just crazy how it's like I feel
That's
like
weird.
everyone knows like with the government you don't trust them. There's conspiracies, there's corruption, like
Did you see who was on that list though?
yeah,
It's a little weird. I didn't
little
expect them.
weird.
I didn't expect someone
Weird
to be on that
guys.
list. Like Stephen Hawking. That's crazy. The hell is Stephen Hawking doing there? Like what?
Uh,
And not to be mean, but like, what is he gonna do there? Like,
I don't know. Maybe you need some really, like I said, like the fucked up shit. That's what you start needing. Like, you gotta be careful with
it's
that.
scary. That stuff is scary. That like,
Like, can
especially
I?
like when I talk about Lil Uzi Vert. Have you ever said his name fast before?
Lil Uzi Vert?
If
Lil
you
Uzi,
say his name,
Lil,
if you say if you say his name fast, what does it sound like to you?
Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Lucifer.
Right,
Oh,
right, right. You see, that's a little.
a little weird. No weird, guys.
It's sketchy, you know. I just think like the rituals and all that stuff they're doing. I don't, God bless them. God bless them. And I do think that there's some type of power. Like there's some type of high people right now that are also worshipers and are helping these celebrities out type of deal.
Yeah, and I'm sure like I don't think it's like that clean cut. Like it's not some a space that you enter without being like touched with anything, you know?
Yeah,
And you see it time and time again. Like these people stay disappointing.
yeah.
Like dude, Will Smith and Jada. You heard about that, right?
That's the most sketchiest relationship I've ever seen or
Yeah.
heard.
These people are ridiculous. Like
Like when he slapped fucking Chris Rock, he
yeah,
was laughing. He was laughing at his joke, but Jada wasn't. And when he saw that, that's when he decided to act on it. Straight up.
yeah, he's over here trying to be a big man because. And again, what is that? That's projection. That's his ego. Because
But
you
what
know,
did Jada do? What did Jada say? That Tupac was her real man, not Will Smith.
and the
And
fact
that's
that
crazy as fuck.
literally like cheated on him with his son's friend.
Something like that, yeah. It's just that's honestly kind of funny. Like, how did they pull that off? Like,
That's
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 wild.
embarrassing. Imagine like your mom, like your friend, right? And your mom was literally like cheated on your dad with your friend.
Right? Could you
How would
really be friends? Could you really be friends with that person anymore? Like,
bro? I'd be like, get the fuck out of my family. Like, what is your problem?
that
Like, you
shit is wild to me. Like, uh, that family's messed up, but not as messed up as the Kardashians. I think the Kardashians are a little more messed up than everybody else. I
yeah.
don't, I don't praise and I don't like the Kardashians at all.
And they're another that bugged me too, because it's like just the message that they spread is just so it's just so bad, and they don't see how bad it actually is, and they don't see how like they really like I don't know. It's like it just ruins lives. And for them to know that they're in this power, like you have to be like careful when you're powerful and you have a lot of power, like the way you utilize it, because
Right?
you can create something with that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Now I see this whole thing because I feel like now everyone's like, "Oh, BBOs are bad," and now I'll be like, "It's okay. It's true. Like I got something done." I'm like,
Right.
okay, so we're just not going to talk about how you've always denied getting anything done, you know?
Yeah.
And
That's a big
again,
thing, right? Like getting your lips done, your ass
the
done.
liars, like it's just like it's one thing to get plastic surgery, and it's one thing to like just lie about it and be like, it's natural. I know no one looks like this naturally, but it's natural. I'm Kim Kardashian. Like I'm like, girl, like
Yeah, nah, I don't like that. I don't like how that's a big thing in this generation is to get yourself fixed up. You know what
I
I'm
know.
saying? I
I know.
think the way people came out is the way they should look, Why feel like you need lip enhancers and breast implants and shit like that? Like why? What's the whole point?
Would you date a girl with fake boobs?
I never have, so I don't
Oh,
really know what that's like. But I don't know. I wouldn't know what that's like, to be honest with you.
okay, if you see a girl and she has fake boobs, do you approach her? Why wouldn't you know?
If I know they're fake, no,
So you don't cuff if they're fake.
nah, not at all. I like all natural. Makeup's fine,
That's
but
crazy.
how you look is how you look.
Mm.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Same with the lip enhance. I don't like that lip stuff and make your lips
Yeah,
bigger. That shit
obvious.
look like a fucking fish. Like what is this?
No, and it's not even that. Like always from the front, it looks fine. To be honest, it looks pretty from the front. But it's always like when they go like this, and they're just like, it looks weird. Like you
You
see
look like
it,
fish.
it's just weird. Mhm.
It look like fish, like straight up. Or like when they get these done and like their eyebrows way over here, like you don't fuck yourself up. Straight up.
Sorry, over here.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you something. Hold on. I don't think it was about. I forgot.
Damn, I was curious what it was.
It was like something related to that.
If I'd ever date a girl that had ass implants or what?
No. Oh my gosh, Khalil, what did you do, baby?
Possibly.
So weird. Here. It's only gonna be skip. Oh, there we go. But
Yeah, I was curious what that question was.
are you white
Am I white?
or you're just Mexican?
Wait, do I look white?
I feel like you do.
Like
Yeah.
full blooded, like straight up white?
Yes, you look pretty white to me, honestly. Like you look.
My skin tone is light,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I'm saying like I look Caucasian, like straight up Caucasian, like no mix, no nothing.
No, yeah, you do look like you're mixed with something for sure. But I feel
Oh,
like, yeah.
yeah, no. So
Oh, you don't look like a like just a random ass white guy. Gay guy.
no, so
Oh,
my pops was full blooded Mexican, and then my mom is half Asian, half white.
okay.
And I think I don't know. I have kind of yellowish skin tone. I get my mom's skin, but I think the camera makes me look
How's
Spanish.
your?
But what about you though? Are you full blooded
Yeah.
Hispanic? Y también tú hablas español.
See. Oh, you do too. You're pretty.
Yeah, I speak Spanish fluently.
But what do you mean fluently? Like, can you read it and write it?
I can read it, write it, speak it, everything.
Oh,
Listen
okay.
to it, listen to music, understand what they're saying.
So you are fluent.
So what's
Me.
weird is in the Colorado region of Mexicans, right? First off, we come out lighter, especially because most of them are from Jalisco. Jalisco has lighter skin Mexicans, right? Like
Mm,
you probably see Mexicans whiter than I, like lighter than I am.
yeah.
But in that region, it was very degrading towards Spanish. Like the language itself. So
Yeah.
a lot of my family members didn't teach my family Spanish and stuff like. So I have a lot of family members that don't speak Spanish. So so I and some other family members, a couple others are self-taught.
You're self-taught.
I'm self-taught.
Really? So you didn't like grow up with it. It's not your first language.
I grew up with ghetto Spanish, like slang, like
Wow.
Chicano, because I grew up around Chicano, so I learned Chicano Spanish.
How'd you
So
learn to be fluent?
I
Like read it.
just I think the biggest thing that helped me was music, like listening to the music. So
Yeah.
especially when I moved to
But
the East Coast. So when I moved to the East Coast, I was around a lot of Puerto Ricans, and they thought I was one of them. They thought I was Puerto Rican too. So I learned I learned that started listening to that music, and I don't know. I just picked it up afterwards.
yeah, that's cool. Because for me, like Spanish is my first language, so I don't know like learning it. Like I didn't feel like I learned it. I just always knew it.
Right. But it's
But
funny you say I look mixed because everybody like no one can really tell if I'm Latino or what it is. They just look at me and they're like, he's mixed with something, but I don't know what.
yeah,
So that type of vibe. But nah, those are my mixes right there.
hmm
You like corridos?
some
Some of them? Like who?
like the popular ones, like recently, like
Like Peso Pluma, Grupo
yeah,
Frontera, stuff like
exactly.
that.
All over that.
Peso Pluma's from Jalisco, so Jalisco what?
But do you know how to dance banda?
No, but I know how to dance bachata.
I want to learn dance banda. I want to do like the cool
Um,
dances.
I
I see
think
what
I think bachata is better. Like you're more up close and personal. You know what I'm
bachata too.
saying?
I
I could do
haven't
I could
a
do
while. It's been a
I,
while since I've been in a quinceañera.
I could do bachata all day. On some
Yeah.
non on some non weirdo shit. I could do that shit all day. It don't matter to me. But we are about at that hour mark, but we do have a Q and A at the end of every episode. It's only like 5 questions. And I apologize in advance if some of them are weird because everybody just asks whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's one of them type of deals.
Q&A. Do you have little ovitos?
You know what those are, right? I think
No.
that's a that's a Colombian word. Bellito. So
Huesito.
what I think those are those like those
Huesitos?
bellitos or
Bellitos.
for us
Ah,
I think if I'm translating right for us pelitos like little like dots like those little I don't know.
bellitos, yeah.
You have those?
But that's like hairy knuckles, basically.
Not like hairy, because I don't know if they're hairs though. Like they just look like holes, like dots.
Mine have hairs. So
I don't
yeah.
see you don't have hairy hands though.
No, like they're not hairy, but like if I look really closely, like yeah, it's there. But it's not like
But like if you look close to our skin in general, we have hair all over. like
true, 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 true. It's like that.
like
I guess
right,
that's the bellito.
right.
What
Man, you motherfucker asking these questions.
chill, understanding, and interesting.
Interesting. What makes you say interesting? I haven't gotten that one before yet.
Yeah, you're like an interesting person.
I appreciate that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like
No,
that's a
it's a
good
good thing. You want to be an interesting person, right?
I would say so. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
hmm
How does it seem like race and skin color matters in today's society?
Yeah, it does because people are still racist. So as long as people are racist, it's still always going to matter.
Right. So I could tell you this, right? I felt I hate saying this shit because as a proud Chicano, like I hate saying stupid shit like this, but I feel like I felt more accepted by Puerto Ricans than I did Mexicans because I feel like with Mexicans it's always a competition. Who's more Mexican than who knows more than who, you know what I'm saying? Like that, who's darker than who. I don't really
Yeah.
like that type of shit. When I was around Puerto Ricans though, they kinda accepted me like as if I was one of them because they thought I was one of them. And it didn't matter what color I was, how dark I was. It didn't matter about shit like that, you know?
Yeah, I also feel like there is a lot of racism, like within our races. Like, yeah, for sure, the whole
There is.
Mexican thing, yeah. Like, and people do it so much that they don't even like see how they sound. I'm like, bro, like, even like, let's say a girl's pregnant and she's like, ay, ojalá que salga like güerito. I'm like, bro,
Right.
who cares? Like,
Yeah. Like I'll get called Juanito all day. I don't give a shit, you know. But
yeah,
I am no.
it's more
I don't
weird to
think
be
I'm
like,
no.
oh, I hope my baby comes out white. Like, like, and people
Dumb.
don't realize that they need to unlearn that. Like,
That's just dumb. Like I can say this. I'm Juanito, cool. But I don't think I'm a Miklo now.
hmm
You think I'm a Miklo? You know blood
Miklo,
in blood out? Yeah, you know blood in
like a
blood out.
fake, like a pocho.
No, yeah. Have you ever seen Blood in Blood Out? The movie?
No, I just saw the cover.
You gotta watch the movie. Fuck. Get back to me on it.
Okay,
Bro.
Blood in, Blood Out.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. Get back to me on that. But basically, Miklo is like this white looking dude, blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever.
Mhm.
But he's supposedly half Mexican, half white, and he's just trying to fit in with his cousin and stuff like that, trying to fit into the Mexican culture and stuff like that. He gets
But
tied
he's
up with
white, right?
yeah, and he gets tied up with the gang that his cousin's a part of, and one of his homies, and ends up going to jail, like going to prison, San Quentin, stuff like that.
Ooh. For how
Yeah,
many years?
pretty much the rest of his life. Like
Ooh.
if you want to go off the whole, I'm not trying to spoil it for you, but that's basically what it's about. And he gets tied, and he does his best to try to get in with the Mexican prison gang there, and stuff like that. He just wants to
Yeah.
be accepted. Like he's one of those. He's like real. He's like a real like what he thought out. That's just trying to fit
Mhm.
in culture type dude. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you see it a lot for sure. Especially in the jails, how they say like it's all about race or whatever.
Yeah.
I would never want to go to jail.
But like when you see Miklo, like you'd be like, this dude doesn't look an ounce of Mexican at all. But
Hmm.
he's half. You know? And then here's the last question.
Would you?
I think this was the fourth one. My fault. Yeah, this was the fourth one.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
Why is it? How would you imitate, and what does it mean?
Hold on. There we go. Oh, it's playing right here too. Okay. All right. Let me see it again. It's like this. Yeah, it's like you're like.
Is it the whole face or is it just the eyes though? Because I feel like when people do that, I feel like when people are going to use that in real life, it might be the whole face. I'm not sure.
Well, it's because the emoji has little hands.
So how would you do that in real life, like in a real life situation?
I feel like it's like I'd be like it's like when you're just like oh shit like oh shit like that. So like I do something bad and then you have to tell them you're like I did this like oh you know.
Yeah, I always thought it was like a scary type thing. Like if you're watching a scary movie or some shit, you can use that.
Yeah, true. Like
Are
you
you
don't
a,
want to see.
are you a scary movie watcher?
Yeah, but I do get scared. Like I can't watch certain things because it'll the image will stay in my mind, and
So what
it's
do you
like
do? So what? How do you react to that? Like those scary type
I
moments?
close my eyes. I close my
You just
eyes.
what?
It over. Okay, and then I'm
You just
like
close it.
describe.
You just
Yeah,
close it. You don't cover it.
no, no, like I jump too. Like I'm definitely like jump scares. They get me a lot.
Oh, word. So you just close your eyes like that, and that's it.
Yeah, I just close my eyes and then I just tell whoever did watch it to describe what happened so I don't like miss it.
I think it's funny you don't like cover your eyes. I feel like most people would just cover their eyes instead of just closing them.
No, like usually I'll have a blanket or something because it's like scary movie, so I'll go literally like that.
That's funny as hell. So that emoji is not like a real life. Like people don't do that in real life type deal.
I think they do.
Have you done that in real life? Like that exact thing. For what situation?
Yeah, so like okay, there was I literally know of a situation. There is this. I was talking to this guy. Loki, this is embarrassing for me. Like here, it's right here. It's right here. It goes in here. Uh-oh. Yes. But don't get mad, baby. Okay, so all right, that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. You threw it. It's okay. No. Okay, so basically, I was talking to this guy,
Right.
but in my defense, no, I'm not even gonna say anything. I was just, oh, my my crazy came out too quick. I didn't mean for it to come out that quick. But basically, he didn't text me good night. Like, he didn't text me good night, and then he didn't text me good morning. And it was like 11, 12. And he still
Yeah.
hadn't texted me good morning. He didn't text me good night. And I think he had stopped texting me early. Like, we had been texting like late, you know? And then one
Right.
night, he just stopped texting me like at 10. Like it was like early, right? So it was already kind of weird. But I was like, oh, whatever. Maybe fell asleep, right? But then it's
Right.
like the morning, like still no text. So then he had my skates, and then I was basically like, I texted him and I was like, hey, like I need to pick up my skates. And then
Right.
he was okay, like do like by what time do you need them? And I was like, right now. And then he was like, okay, well, I can like I'm here, like you come pick them up or whatever. So I drove literally all the way to his house. I got my skates and I was just so embarrassing. So I literally get my skates and I just like walk away. I just go in my
No,
car
I'm
and I'm
good.
like bye.
I'm
So then he
good.
texts me and he's like, oh, like I thought I was gonna get a hug. So then I'm just like, ¿qué quieres ver? Yo gabba gabba? Yeah? Okay. So then I was kind of like, I just call him in that moment and I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, I don't want to talk anymore. Like, I told you from the beginning, like, I wanted consistency and like, literally last night this, and then like, you didn't even text me in the morning. And then he starts like explaining. He's just like, oh, like, I fell asleep, this, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, kind of like the way he explained it, I kind of like realized like I like hella overreacted. And then I was doing that face a lot.
Like you were sending that face, or you were doing it.
I was doing that face. And I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Like that.
Yeah, I didn't think people did that in real life. I thought like it was like not one of those emojis type deal. It's like people don't really do that.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
time that I definitely felt that. So maybe embarrassed.
I got you. And then this one, this random one right here is the last one.
If you did anything different. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's so hard though, because it's like such a deep question. Because if you say
It is.
one
That's
thing,
deep as fuck. Yeah.
it's kind of like that'll change like the whole course. That would have changed the whole course of your life, right?
Right.
But I think I also like caused a lot of people pain. But I would have not gotten married.
You would have not gotten married.
Mm-hmm.
What would you have done instead of getting married? Like you would have kind of kept it dating, or would you have just broke it off completely? Like
Maybe dating and eventually broke it off, but I feel like I definitely like resorted to him to kind of be like he's gonna help me get out of my house. But
right.
and I've like learned to forgive myself, you know, but in that moment it was more just kind of like, how do I get out? Like that.
Okay. I got you. I got you on that. As for me, I don't know. I don't want to sit here and say I think I've done everything the right way, but the thing I would probably change, I don't know. I probably would have stayed training. To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have let COVID fuck me up, and would have kept training. Yeah.
So once COVID hit, you just stopped training or what?
No, once COVID hit, I wasn't able to compete anymore in fighting or anything like that or anything because
Yeah.
everything was closed down and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I did stop training because of that. But I feel like if I would have kept training and then once COVID kind of slumped down like it is now, I could have just went right back to it.
Yeah, but like, you know, you could like do that tomorrow. Like you
I
can all,
could.
you
Yeah,
know,
I
it's
could.
okay, it's not lost.
Yeah, it's not lost. I could still. But I feel like if I did that, I wouldn't have also found podcasting, which I actually like doing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I like this vibing type shit. So that's why I'm saying like I don't know if I would have changed that or if I don't know. But that would be the one thing I would consider changing.
Mm-hmm.
Type of
Well,
deal.
the nice thing about people, like they could be like versatile, right? Like you could have a lot of different interests and as
Right.
a way to manage it.
Yeah. Which that's what I gotta do. I gotta learn how to manage shit. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm still learning how to do that. I can manage this well, you know what I'm saying? But if I had multiple things, like I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes.
You're
But
20.
yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know, but our things that we said, like what we would change, it was like so different,
It really was.
like different vibes.
It kind of was. Why is that crazy though? That when I said 21. You sound like you didn't believe that.
No, because I was just thinking like when I was 21, I was getting divorced. Like when I
Oh
was your age, I
shit.
was so just like you were getting divorced right now.
That'd be terrible. That'd be a terrible story. That'd be terrible for me. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Wait, so what age did you get married at?
19?
19. So 2 years marriage. I feel like 2 years marriage isn't that
But we,
bad though. I mean,
I was with this since I was like 16.
right. But still, like 2 years married, that's not bad. Like you still, tried to make it work for 2 years, longer than 2 years,
Yeah.
which is, I think that's good. I mean, there's people that get married.
Congrats, guys. You made it 2 years. No,
I
I
mean,
don't
there's
think
people,
about that. I think it was just my intention, just
right?
going in. But I feel like I just like lied to myself. Like I kind of convinced myself, like, no, no, like I love him, I love him. But I feel like I always knew deep down, like,
It's not gonna work. Probably.
feel the
Yeah,
same way.
I've had relationships like that too, and I have to tell myself like, if I get that feeling, it's probably not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Probably not,
And that's
But
and that's how I feel like that's been my problem. Like I'm like, oh, it's so sad. I want to break up with them.
yeah,
And it just kind of makes me think like, oh, like maybe we can or whatever. But it's just like, no.
I think at that point that's just hope. Like you hope it's gonna turn out good. That's more your hope taking over. I feel like
Your delusion.
delusional. Don't say that. Don't call yourself delusional.
Oh, I'm not calling myself delusional, but that's when delusion takes over.
Right, right. But that about wraps up this episode. This was your first podcast, huh?
Yeah.
So what?
Well,
What do you?
or
You said
yeah,
what?
I've done one before. This is the
You know,
second.
the second one. So how would you compare it right now for this one versus the other one?
Well, yeah, have you ever seen the Whatever podcast?
I've heard of it. I've never watched it though.
Well, it was that one, but it's different because number one, there's a whole bunch more people. Um, and I think it's more just kind of like everyone already knows how the show's gonna go because number one, their audience is more in favor of what they have to say. So kind of like the feedback that they're gonna be getting, it's more like criticism on them because they'll have people like OnlyFans girls,
Oh, so they try to talk trash to females type shit.
not necessarily talk trash because it's not like Fresh and Fit. Like, do you know Fresh and Fit?
I know Fresh and Fit. I know Andrew Tate. They
Yeah,
do.
not
They're
like
fun.
that vibe where it's just like no, she's like no, it's not. It's more just kind of um like talking about like the whole dating stuff and same thing. Like he talks about girls want to be traditional and want to be treated and courted, but then they have like their naked pictures online. So it's more talking about like those types of ideas, and then
Right,
they'll have like opposite people that are um like more conservative. So it's like purposely kind of picked that way so that there could be like a good debate.
right.
So that was different too. Also, it was like 7 hours
Imagine
straight.
sitting in a chair for. I couldn't sit in a chair for 2 hours. Like I'm like right now, it's about to be an hour and a half. I'm like, fuck. Like I need to
Um,
move.
I like the show. Like I actually like it. Like I've been watching it for like a while. And one thing I always noticed was like sometimes you kind of see like the girls are just like they just kind of sit, but they just looks like they're like slouching, right? So the whole time I was there, I kept thinking like you can't look like that. And but my back was so tired because you're just there
Yeah,
like ah.
yeah, yeah. I couldn't do no 7 hours. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? But like the overall vibe of it, right? Would you say this was a better vibe than the whatever podcast?
Oh yeah, this one is definitely a better vibe. It was more comfortable, more, you know,
I
because the
fucked with
Ryan he be yelling at us like he yells, so it's also like
it.
yeah, it's funny though. You frozen. You were
That's crazy. Damn. But
okay there.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. He just yells at y'all, and then y'all are like, "What the fuck?" I think that's crazy as hell.
But
I
only
don't-
like when they're done. Like he'll be like, "Stop interrupting!" Like, oh my gosh. When he kicks, get the fuck out the studio.
so when you were on, you saw someone get kicked out of the studio.
He was about to kick out this one girl. Um, but then she ended up kind of like like chilling, but it was awkward after that because she didn't even want to talk anymore. Like she just didn't want to. But she was. It was kind of like annoying. She was like an older lady too. Like, and one thing that she said, she's like, "You're asking these teenagers," and like he got really pressed at the word teenager because he's like, "I know what you're trying to do, like this girl's this age, this girl's this age. Like, there's no teenager here. To even like say that, it's like, why did you say that?" I see her like, "Why did you say that?" No, but why did you say that? He's like, "I know what you're trying to do." I was like,
I kind of want to watch this episode. It's just kind of funny.
yeah, that part it was definitely like, and then
Cause
she kind of there like with her smirk.
yeah, cause the thing about my part, you'll never see me get pressed. Like I keep shit cordial. You know what I'm saying? Like this, how this was, this how every interaction was with every other guest. Like we keep shit
Yeah,
cordial. I don't
yeah,
like the whole people getting pressed, people get mad and then arguing. I get that brings views. People like drama, whatever. But I don't like drama. So it's a
but
different show.
on a different like no, I sometimes understand it too though because if you think about it, like he's inviting like random ass strangers to like this little studio to record. So a lot of kind of things can happen, but also you kind of realize like these people are kind of weird, like random ass people off the internet. And then I don't know, you do have to be careful. Like I can see that definitely.
Isn't that kind of what I do though? You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't
I
that
on
the same?
what we had, like it was pretty chill, you know, and I feel like there was like respect there, like amongst everyone. And towards in the beginning it was rocky, but towards the end, like finally, like the last few hours, it was more chill.
I got you. I'm gonna say like I mean I do the same shit. Random people from what I see
Yeah,
on TikTok, what I see on Instagram,
yeah.
stuff like that. And if they're down, they're down. If not,
Well, it's cool that you're just actually doing it, you know.
I'm on the fifth season. It's it's been a while. It's been wild. It's been a little wild ride.
Like something that I could kind of compare like what you're doing to like to what I want to do, but like in like pictures, I always say like I want to take pictures of people, but that's like something like I've just been like I guess lagging on because it's like you just have to do it, like you know, just put
Yeah,
into
just
action
do it.
or
I could tell you.
letting.
I could tell you when I first started podcasting, first ever, I was only on Spotify. That's it. There was
Yeah.
no video. There was just audio. Then I figured out how to do all of this stuff, and then come season two, I had this stuff. So,
Mm.
and I do the seasons by the actual season. I don't do it by the year. So that's why I'm on season five.
You do it by the year?
I do it
Oh,
by the season, like by the
that
actual season. Yeah,
I see.
yeah. So I started podcasting like what 2021, somewhere around there, 2021.
Is it always the same topics with people too?
I usually try to change it up every other season, but it's just something about this specific topic that I like because I feel like everybody has a different opinion about it. Everyone has different opinions about it. I've had some that like this generation because people are creative and stuff like that, which I can't argue with. People are very creative, but
But
I was
also
like,
people are not creative. They're just
yeah, you
copying
get
else.
yeah, and you get some that are copycatting, and you get some. I've like they're creative, but they're not social. There's not a lot of face to face socializing and shit going on. So I feel like that's one of the cons right there of this generation.
Yeah, that I think that's another thing I would say. Then they are awkward because I'll be
Yeah,
trying to talk to them and they're just like looking at me. I'm like, hello. You have to suck a dick. I'll say
maybe they're just checking you out. I don't know. Who knows?
who knows.
Who knows? But yeah, that about wraps up this episode, and I appreciate you coming on. This was a
Yeah,
fun episode.
having me. It was cool. It was fun. Good little
Yeah.
combo.
Was this the number one podcast you've been on? Don't lie. You be
It
real.
For sure is. I like
That
it.
ass? Yeah. Even with all the lagging and shit going on, that this usually don't
Even
happen.
with all of my distractions, I get the same thing.
You're right, you're right. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on. You know, stay in touch. Let me know how shit's going, all that good stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, appreciate you coming on.
You know, if you want to do this again, I'm down.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely gotta bring you back.
We'll cover some new topics.
Absolutely. Let me know what topics interest you. I got you.
One that I'll tell you right now, like the whole porn thing.
The porn industry.
Not the porn industry, the porn addiction problem.
Okay, yeah, that'll be a topic to get into.
Yeah.
I got you. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for
Okay.
coming on. Stay
Have a
in
good.
touch. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.